All right, hey everybody, Adam Conrad here, founder of Great Recruiters. I'm here with Montana Honor with CareerStaff Unlimited. She is our weekly GR Spotlight and Great Recruiters Certified. So Montana, thanks for joining us here today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So one of the questions that I love to ask, because, nobody grows up saying, I want to be a recruiter. Everybody seems to have a really cool story of how they got into this industry. So I'd love for you just to share how you got in the recruiting industry and really what you love about it.
Yeah, of course. So I've always been in the healthcare field. I've been in the healthcare field for 8+ years, but I actually started on the clinical side of things. I was a CNA myself, and then I went into medical assisting and then graduated with my bachelor's in medical case management. So I've had a few different roles, again, more on the clinical side, and I've been to a lot of interviews, and I don't know, there was just a part of me that always was like, I wish I could be on the other side, because I've been in the healthcare field for 8+ years that I kind of know what they're looking for. And I felt like I could be a great resource as to who would be a good fit for those positions for a CNA, LPN, RN. So that kind of got me started in recruiting here in Grand Rapids.
That's awesome. And CareerStaff Unlimited, give a quick overview of how CareerStaff is helping people.
Yeah, so CareerStaff Unlimited is a staffing agency. And here specifically in Grand Rapids, we staff for long-term care facilities, rehab facilities. Spectrum Health is one of our big hospitals, Metro. And we really just staff for all of those, specifically, again, CNA, so certified nursing assistants, LPNs, and RNs.
And what was it? I mean, it sounded like you knew a bunch of different staffing firms, being on the other end of it for so long. What kind of attracted you to your career with CareerStaff?
Yeah, so when I graduated with my bachelor's in medical case management, I was kind of done with the clinical side of things and ready to explore. And, funny story, I actually interviewed with them right when I graduated, and I did not get the position. I did not have enough experience as a recruiter. It was kind of on the fence because they were like, oh, she has great clinical experience, but not on the recruiter side. So they kind of passed me up, but I had some fire and drive. They reached out to me about 6 months later, and I told them, I was like, I'm going to try to be the number one in the office. And pretty much after my second month here, I became number one in the office. So that's why I was at CareerStaff. Yeah.
That's awesome. And what do you love? I mean, is it everything that you expected joining on the other side of the fence?
Yeah. So I definitely enjoy it. I love being able to reach out to people and really be able to understand where I'm trying to place them and what I'm trying to place them for. I feel like there's a lot of disconnect with recruiters sometimes because they're trying to pitch a job that they don't know much about other than just, reading a job description, which I actually have lived that and I understand it a little bit more. And one of the biggest things is I know that they want to feel appreciated once they're on the job. And a lot of big corporations, it's hard to do that. You have 500+ employees. It's hard to reach out to everybody. So me as a recruiter, I really try to reach out to everybody that I've hired at least once a month and not just have it be, here's a job, see you later. I really try to just stay in touch with them.
The relationship piece. And obviously we're in some unprecedented times here. And so can you talk a little bit about what you've seen from your perspective, some of the challenges that we've kind of faced over as a recruiter here in the last 4 months?
Yeah. So, obviously before all of this COVID stuff has happened, we used to, recruit in the office, and then we would have the candidates come in for an interview. So we would be able to meet them in person, give them a handshake, kind of get to know their personality and really just have that intimate relationship. And now since the switch of us being at home, you kind of lose that. So you have to find ways to keep that going, whether it's, you try to schedule a FaceTime or a Zoom call, which a lot of people don't really have access to that right now, which is hard. But I don't know, I feel like my relationships have been a little bit stronger since I've been home, just because our only form of communication is via phone, text, but it's a lot more in depth than I feel like it was before.
Awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and share your Great Recruiters profile because I think it's awesome here. So I'm just going to go ahead and share this real quick. So Montana is recently become Great Recruiter certified. And what that means, she has over 30 reviews, over 4-star ratings. And, as you were talking about experience, there's 4 or 5 key traits that we rate each recruiter in, right? Being genuine, responsive, experienced, and advisor and transparent. And you can really tell by the feedback that you've received, you're really embodying all of these things. And so great job. Congratulations on that. And would love to hear from you, how has Great Recruiters helped you in your career as a recruiter? I think you guys have been using it maybe 4 months now. And so we'd just love to hear about what your experience is so far on the platform and what you've seen and how this has helped you.
Yeah, I will definitely say, it's not so much a positive, but I got a negative review, and it was a positive and a negative, I'll say that. And it was about me following up too much, which, I thought would be not a bad thing, but it kind of just put me in a different direction as to when I'm chatting with these candidates to ask the question, what is your schedule like? When is a best time to reach out to you again? So I'm not bugging you every day. In my mind, my style of recruiting is I like to touch base with my candidates every single day. Well, you know what? Not every candidate is the same. So it kind of just helped me implement and check myself to really not try to act like every candidate is the same, to ask them,
Right.
what is your lifestyle right now? And when is a good time for me to follow up? So those reviews definitely, even though it was negative, I would say it was a positive for me in the long run. Yeah.
Sure, definitely helping you and you wouldn't have that insight, right? If you're not asking for feedback, you really don't know where you stand. So, I applaud you for taking that feedback, and it's not easy to get negative feedback or constructive. I like to say it sounds like that was more constructive, but kudos to you for kind of implementing that, right? And inserting that new kind of step in the process of the questions. So, can you talk a little bit more? Have you had a chance to really leverage your GR profile, or are you sharing reviews online? Can you talk a little bit about that?
After you and we had that meeting about a week or so ago,
Yeah.
The water cooler. I actually was not sharing my Great Recruiters link in my emails that I would send out to hopefully future candidates. But I recently started doing that, and I've noticed a little bit of feedback from that, and it's been positive. So I have it on my LinkedIn profile, but implementing it in a text message or an email has been nice.
Right. And how is that helping? Is it because people don't know who you are? They might not be aware of CareerStaff. So you're using and sharing that link to say, hey, here's what people think about me, and I'm somebody you might want to help, might want to connect with. What's your approach?
Yeah. So typically I'll send out like a campaigner or a mass email if I'm trying to get a job filled right away. And, a lot of these emails that come to people, it's spam, or they don't feel like it's very personal. So I feel like, one, it's a way to personalize it. And two, it's different than just saying, oh, this is the facility that I'm staffing for or company I work with. They actually can see directly who they'd be working with and how others who have come on board with us, their experience has been. So yeah, I feel like it's a nice way to not make it so spammy, if that makes sense.
Right. No, that's awesome. That's really good to hear. And it sounds like you just started doing this a week and a half ago after our kind of training we had, and you're already starting to see results from including that in your emails.
Yes, I have. And hopefully in the future, it'll just keep getting better. So
keep getting better and everything. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate your time. Any final thoughts or anything else that you'd like to share that you think would be helpful for people to know about you or CareerStaff or your experience with Great Recruiters?
Yeah, obviously these reviews get sent out based off of, hiring them on. But don't be afraid to just send out a request for a review. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think just extra feedback is good for you in the long run, regardless of what it could be.
There you go. From Montana, extra feedback, right? Ask for feedback. I always say, set the expectation, follow through with that expectation, and then measure it. And like you've done in your example is learn from it and grow. And so, but I definitely appreciate you jumping on here, and I'm happy that we're able to spotlight you here today, and just wish you the best success. I know you're another Michigander out there on the West Side. So let's hang in there and get through this. And so thanks so much, Montana, for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Have a great one.